Good morning, grade 12s. I'm sure you're happy to hear the word grade 12. We're going to be looking at a new form of ownership this year, and we're going to be concentrating on companies. So let's move on and have a look at companies. Companies is a form of ownership. Now, we've dealt with other forms of ownership. For example, in grade 8, 9, and 10, we dealt with a sole trader. In grade 11, we had partnerships and non-profit organizations. And now we are looking at companies. So a company has what is known as legal entity. And legal entity simply means a company can operate as an adult. What do I mean by an adult? Well, once you're an adult, you have voting rights, you can enter into a contract, and there are various other responsibilities which come with being an adult. And so companies are treated as a person. Companies also have limited liability. What does limited liability mean? It means simply, if I've invested 100,000 Rand in a company, I am only responsible for the debts of that company to the value of 100,000 Rand. Whereas in the case of a partnership, if one of your partners incurred debt, you were carried in with that debt, and you could have lost many personal assets, which you probably hadn't thought of losing, and you trusted your partners. So a company is a far better proposition if you're thinking of investing money simply because it has limited liability. It's costly to form. A sole trader, partnership, NPO, not very expensive. But there's certain criteria that you have to comply with before you can register a company. And you have to, as a company, adhere to the Companies Act. Now, the Companies Act is a law that has been passed in Parliament regulating the rules of how companies should operate. You also, as a company, have to have an external audit. So what's the difference between an internal audit and an external audit? An internal audit is an audit done by somebody employed within the company, whereas an external auditor is usually an accounting firm that come in and are not employed by the company to do an audit or a check on how the company has been recording its finances. So that can also be quite costly, but part of the Companies Act stipulates that to protect the shareholders, because the shareholders obviously do not have access to the accounting records, and so an external auditor has to come in and have a look at the finances. Capital is raised by selling shares to the general public. So for enormous projects, e.g. mining, or very large shipping companies where a huge amount of capital is required. There are very few people who can supply all the capital, or even if 5 or 6 partners got together, they probably couldn't. And so the shares, so a share is just a portion of an ownership in a company, is sold to the general public. Coming back to the Companies Act, please, you must know the Companies Act 71 of 2008. It is a frequently asked question. Which Companies Act regulates companies? And it is Act 71 of 2008 regulates all aspects of a company's existence and their conduct. what they may do, what they may not do. And so please know the Companies Act 71 of 2008. And when I say know it, you don't have to actually know the act, but know the act number and the year it was promulgated. The name of a company must end with the word limited. So we said that the company has limited liability. And I've just explained to you in one of the previous slides what limited liability is. So can you see the connection? That the name must end with limited. We do get other kinds of companies. And so, for example, a private company would end with a PTY limited because it is proprietary. But that's for another day. Or you could even research it, Google it, find out what are the differences. Are there different kinds of companies? Again, some new terminology. We have a prospectus. So what is a prospectus? It is simply an invitation to the public to buy shares in a company. And so possibly a company wants to expand, and so they could offer the general public shares, and if they want to make the general public aware of it, they would issue a prospectus. And then shares are freely transferable, in other words, bought and sold on the Johannesburg Securities Exchange, simply known as the JSE. Companies must also appoint either an auditor, an audit committee, and a company secretary. And that again is laid down in the Companies Act 71 of 2008. And so this audit committee would be responsible for organizing an annual external audit. Again, many of the large companies have internal auditors, and just remember, internal auditors are paid by the company. External auditors are paid because they are not employed by the company. Now, companies have to publish an audited financial statements to the shareholders at the AGM. I'm sure you all know what AGM stands for, Annual General Meeting, within 6 months after the end of the financial year. And so you may be asking, why 6 months after the end of the financial year? And that's simply because, for example, if my financial year ends on the 28th of February, not everything is concluded on the 28th of February. For example, we might have accrued expenses, we might have income received in advance, prepaid expenses, etc. And so those items have to be dealt with. And then the auditors have to come in and audit the books. And so it's a fairly lengthy process. And so the Companies Act gives a company 6 months in which to prepare these documents. So what has to be presented to the shareholders at the AGM? There are 5 documents. We have our income statement or our statement of comprehensive income. We have our balance sheet. We have a cash flow statement. The auditors have to issue a report on their findings, and the directors have to issue a report. And in the directors' report, they must disclose their earnings as directors. So those 5 documents have to be submitted at the AGM. And again, this is in line with the Companies Act 71 of 2008. I want you to go through these basic concepts that regulate companies. It's very important to understand what is required of a company. I'll see you next time, and we'll carry on some of the basic theory involved with companies.